Hey guys, welcome to the DnD Room YouTube channel. Like my dragon? Stick around and see how I did it. Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I'm going to show you how I put that dragon mural up on my wall. First gotta clean everything out of the way. I guess that seems obvious. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this series of me building my next great D&D room. I'm having a lot of fun. This is a new house that we have. We've been here going on about 6 months now. But we're just now finally getting done with the renovations and allowed me to move on to this. So yeah, so this is actually a vinyl mural that I found on Amazon. Pros and cons of buying things on Amazon, but I actually have used this before. So I actually have the benefit of kind of knowing what I'm doing here. First thing you need to do is obviously find the center of the room. One thing to keep in mind is this is actually a 6-panel mural. So here I'm kind of starting on left center, and so obviously that right edge is going to be on the center of the room. It has an adhesive back to it. As you can see, I'm peeling off the paper piece. It holds really well, and it actually pulls off pretty well so it's pretty forgiving. That squeegee is a lifesaver. Just take your time, get all the air bubbles out, pull it up when you need to. So one of the things I learned when I was doing my first ones is these murals don't line up edge to edge. They actually overlap about an inch. So the best thing to do is take your time and kind of find 2 spots to use as reference points. And once you get the kind of like in this case, the neck is what I was focused on. Got the neck pieces and the scales, the ridges on its back lined up, and then everything else kind of fell in place. You can just use that squeegee a lot, get all the air bubbles out. So here, was kind of confused, wasn't sure which side I had grabbed. They are labeled A, B, C, D, E, and F, but they're kind of large, as you can tell, so it's kind of hard to tell which one's which. This one's a little bit tougher because there's not really a lot of reference marks until I get down to the wing. But even if you see just even a little bit of a cloud layer there, you can kind of usually make out the pieces and how much of it's on both layers. But as you can see, kind of had to take it all back off and start over once I got down to that wing and started to see where things were off. The most important piece is making sure it's level. In this case, I had the roof line to use. The one I did before, I didn't because the wall was too big actually for the mural, so I had to put a border on it. You can see it if you check out my very first video on this page. I'll link it here. Very first video was my original game room, and you'll see that I have one of these murals in there too. Again, the biggest thing here is just taking your time. You can see there where I'm using that wing to line up the edge. If you just take your time, it really, this is the 3rd one I've done, so they're really not that difficult. I will put a link to the one I bought on Amazon down in the comments, in the description of the video, if you're interested. They have about 3 different ones. I specifically picked this one because I knew I was going to have to cut off some of the ends of it because it's a little bit wider than this wall is. The main thing I'm cutting off was there's a knight in the foreground, and it didn't really hurt to lose that. Yeah, these little these little side pieces, obviously I had to trim the piece I needed off. It kind of pro and con. It was a little bit easier because it was a smaller piece that I was working with, but then it was kind of a small area I was working in too, so it had its pluses and minuses of trying to get it into this area. It's definitely easier for being able to pull it in and out. Again, using that squeegee. I think I probably, you're going to see here, I kind of aborted on the using the squeegee here in a minute. Again, because it's so small, it was a little bit easier not to use it. Again, if you see it's not lining up correctly, you know what? It's like I said, it's pretty forgiving. You can peel it off and put it back up. So here I am trimming. Very simple, very straightforward. Just grab a razor blade. You can use any kind of a cutting device. Just main thing I would suggest is make sure it's very sharp. The vinyl cuts really well, but you want to make sure you're not leaving snags in it, because it will kind of, it'll give you a rough edge if you keep doing that. You can kind of see I'm having to go back here and fix places where I probably lifted the blade. So yes, I'm going to clean that up. Then I'm going to go ahead and clean the bottom as well, because it was a little bit long. But yeah, I cut it right above the baseboard there. Last piece, last little corner here. All told, this one took me about only about an hour and I think maybe an hour and a half to do. Which I can tell you, the first ones I did, it took me about 4 or 5 hours to put them up. So it was a lot of trial and error. So maybe, I hope this video will help any of you who are trying to do this. Again, my main suggestions would be, take your time, use a squeegee, make sure you pay attention to where it overlaps. As you can see, the overlap just disappears into the mural. So, the last little bit of cleanup. And there you guys have it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please hit like. If you haven't subscribed, please hit subscribe. We'll catch you guys next time.